Starting from zero is like beginning with nothing, and that can be intimidating. You open your bank account, and you are not feeling safe. You feel tight in your chest. You begin to think of the worst. Your car will break down, some unforeseen bill will come, and even your income will cease. To a good number of individuals, an emergency fund is not in the background. It is merely stress, the apprehension, and silent hope that nothing will go amiss. And in case that has a familiar ring to it, you are not alone, and more to the point, you are not trapped. It is not a tale of how to get rich in a few seconds, and it is not about how to abide by unrealistic rules of wealth. It is concerning how a normal human, who has absolutely nothing in his or her savings, can gradually and deliberately work her way to $10,000, and how it is possible to alter the overall experience of money in their life. One day you will wake up and see that you are able to cover the emergencies, pay the bills, and breathe easily, because you are sure that the savings are increasing. It is the strength of doing something now. Starting from zero is not failure, and zero savings does not imply failure. It refers to the fact that you are on the starting line. The majority would not even admit the position of their finances. They do not check their figures, they do not count their expenditure, and they use credit to bridge the gap. It is a brave decision to come to terms with your finances. It is not what you earn that makes saving money, it is what you do. The time you choose to have control of your money and not vice versa, you have already made the most valuable step. Imagine it as a seed of a tree. A seed might be small and unimportant at first, but with care, attention, and regularity, it will develop into something powerful and life-changing. Face your money with honesty. Awareness must precede saving, even before saving starts. That is, being aware of the precise amount of money received and the amount spent. This is not about self-judging or regrets over the decisions made in the past. It's about clarity. When you list down your earnings and your spending, rent, food, subscriptions, minor purchases, you have to stop asking yourself why your money is going away. You start seeing patterns, and when you see them, you can transform them. Consciousness transforms bewilderment into management, and saving is based on management. One of the easiest activities is to pay attention to your expenses during the week only. All cups of coffee, all snacks, all deliveries. People are usually surprised by the results. What seemed necessary suddenly turns into optional, and minor changes are rapidly piled onto you more than you had expected. Focus on the first $1,000. The thought of setting up a savings account amounting to $10,000 may be daunting, particularly when you are at the bottom of the rank. This is why the actual target is not $10,000 in the initial stage, it is $1,000. $1,000 will go a long way. It's your emergency buffer. It is the contrast between hysteria and level-headedness when something unpredictable is thrown at you in your life. Going ahead to save your first $1,000 will give you confidence and momentum, and once you have already saved your first $1,000, it will no longer seem impossible to save. It starts to feel normal. Hold on to that initial $1,000 as evidence in your head that you can. When you can see it in your account, you no longer feel that saving is a burden, and it becomes a habit that you rely on. Pay yourself first. Among the largest reasons why a person has trouble saving is the attempt to save what he or she has after the month ends. The thing is, there is nothing left, as a rule. Rather, saving must come first. As soon as the funds are deposited in your bank account, you should save part of it immediately, however little it is. $5, $10. It does not matter how big it is the habit. This can be easily automated and thus saves since no emotion and decision-making is involved. By making saving automatic, one will save even on those days when motivation is lost. Consider that you can have discipline without necessarily thinking about it all the time, and then just set it and watch your savings increase without ever having to think about it again. This is the way discipline becomes effortless. Cut expenses without suffering. Saving money doesn't mean sacrificing happiness. It's about being intentional with your spending. Rather than trimming everything down, consider trimming down what is not really adding any value. Question yourself whether every additional cost is deserving to make your life better or is just a waste of money without any sense. You don't have to give up everything you enjoy. You just have to eliminate what you are not interested in. The cash you liberate yourself with serves as fuel to your future, and in most cases, what you are giving up is something you will not miss. As an illustration, even little things, such as changing your daily takeout to home cooking a few days per week or quitting subscriptions that you do not use, can save hundreds of dollars per month without the need to make a sacrifice. Use the $100 rule. The simplest means of accumulating savings is through unexpected money. The cash gifts, refunds, or side income are usually spent away since they do not feel like real money. The $100 rule changes that. Whenever you get an additional amount of money, save at least half of it. By doing so, you will have the benefit of enjoying part of it and, at the same time, make significant progress in your goal. These small moments, however, accumulate with time and will push your savings forward at a pace much faster than you had anticipated. Consider this: finding some extra money in unplanned flows of money and putting it straight into the bank, $100 as savings. It does not hurt, and it feels like a growth occurring naturally. Increase income without burnout. Cost reduction measures can go so far. The process is spurred by increasing income. It does not imply being at the workstations 24 hours a day or compromising your health. This is seeking wiser chances of opportunities to sell a skill, freelance, or even bargain on your wages, take up odd jobs, or change something to a better offer. A couple of additional $100 per month will drastically reduce the amount of time needed to earn money to the tune of $10,000. Even little rises cause huge transformations as long as they are frequent. Consider income as water into a bucket. And even the little streams are important, and when added together can overflow more quickly than you think. Break $10,000 into realistic steps. $100,000 is a lot of money, but once you break it down, the cost savings of $25 a day become hundreds of dollars monthly. The savings in a week are $250, which can be converted to $1,000 per month. When you look at numbers that you can manage rather than the total number, the goal can be attained. It is not a matter of luck or inspiration to save, it is a matter of practice. The little things always end up yielding results that will seem impressive in the long run. The act of visualizing milestones on the path, such as $500, $2,500, $5,000, makes the far-off target a touch closer and the momentum active. Make savings hard to touch. Sabotaging savings is as easy as one can make it. Temptation will always prevail in the case when you associate your savings with your spending account. Putting your savings in a different account, without any debit card or instant access, will provide enough friction to safeguard your progress. Money is more difficult to reach, and thus it remains where it belongs. Impulse spending can be avoided, and long-term discipline can be maintained even by creating some sort of cooling-off period before withdrawals. Track progress and celebrate wins. It is not very exciting to save when you do not achieve any results. Monitoring the progress makes it a rewarding process. Even a slow increase in your balance is a source of motivation and self-confidence. Joy when you make your first wins, when you make your first $100, when you make your first $500, when you make your first $1,000. Momentum is generated by progress, and it keeps you moving when you are tempted to stop, because discipline is a hard thing to maintain. Some draw a visual chart or jar to tick off milestones. The fact that you can see growth with your own eyes is what helps convince you that what you are doing every day is making a difference. Expect setbacks and keep going. No one saves perfectly. Months will come when costs will increase, plans will fail, and you will rob your wallet. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you're human. The key is not giving up. It is not about being perfect when saving money. It is about sticking to the plan again and again. Quitting is the only real failure. Any failure is the chance to change, educate, and further develop your finances. What $10,000 really gives you it is not merely about the amount saved of $100,000. It is what that figure means. It is the symbol of peace of mind, confidence, and freedom. It gives you choices. It enables you to manage your emergency without being in a panic mode and make judgments fearlessly. And once you get it built, you know you can get it built again. It is this feeling, the ease of being ready, the ability to make purposeful decisions, the assurance that you will be able to manage the twists and turns of life. That money is worth. It's control, it's security, it's empowerment.